welcome back. You're watching the Oscar coverage with us live here on CNN News 18. This is the Breakfast Club and we are walking you hand in hand through the last hour. In fact, actually just the last half hour of the Oscars. So we've watched, of the big awards, we've watched Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress go out. But so far, Best Actor, Best Actor, Best Actress and Best Film.
Best Film and
all remain.
So I think the cinematography is already gone to the Brutalist. So there's one big award that the Brutalist has, in fact. And I do see the lovely Penelope Cruz, who is presenting another award. Yeah. So we will actually wait for that. We have our colleague Titas with us, who will in fact fill us in. Titas, what's happening? All right, we don't have
look to make that connection, but it would have been beautiful. We look to make that connection just to bring you up to date. All right, let's go. I believe Titas is back. Titas, just bring us up to date, because we've been so lost here in conversation that apart from the occasional update, we've not been keeping track. But Brutalist finally, notching a few wins from the other film nominees. Just tell our audiences a little bit about what we've seen in the last few minutes.
Okay, so yes, the big categories are still pending, but Brutalist has won the Best Cinematography. Unfortunately, Anuja has lost. We Indians had a lot of hopes pinned on the film because, Guneet, Mindy, Priyanka, they were backing the film. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But then let's see what happens next.
Absolutely. Titas, do stay on with us. We also have, a word coming in that the best film from Brazil, in fact, has ended up winning in the foreign language category. Is that right, Titas? Can you actually update us there?
All right, we'll check back in with Titas. Titas, we're going to keep bothering you through the broadcast with more and more questions. So we'll come back into you in a second. We'll go over to Ricky Cage also, who remains with us. Ricky Cage is a multiple-time Grammy winner. He has been giving us all of his perspectives on everything it takes from making the score to a film to, as we were discussing a few moments ago, award shows as they stand today, and just the artistry of award shows, what it takes to make a beautiful award show. One of the best parts, obviously, is all of the tears, Ricky. We've really been watching as actor after actor goes on. It's a defining moment in all of their lives. Ricky, tell our audiences one thing here. Is there someone that you're looking forward to will win in either Best Actor, Best Actress or the film categories?
And also remind me, have we asked Ricky
we haven't asked him, that's
favorites?
Why.
Yeah,
that's why.
I would just put him in the spot there and ask him, who do you think is taking the best film and Best Actor, Actress? Ricky?
So for me, I can tell you about my favorites, but they'd probably not win. But when it comes to Best Film, my favorite was Conclave. So I'm hoping that wins. And same thing with the Best Actor. Ralph Fiennes is my choice. But who I think is going to win is, I think Best Film is going to be won by Anora, in my opinion. And the best actor, I'm not sure. I think this year Timothée Chalamet has got a very good chance of winning, even though he's not on the top of everybody's list, simply because I think
Adrian Brody knocked
sort
it
of
home,
like,
perhaps.
Huh?
Because perhaps Adrian Brody knocked it home. It's such a traditional Oscar film, The Brutalist, in some ways.
Well, I think Ricky K's hopes are pinned on Rolf. I think he is, taken there with his performance at Conclave. Is that right, really, Ricky?
Yeah, I think Ralph Fiennes was just brilliant in Conclave, and I thought the film itself was absolutely brilliant. But who knows, like for example, when it came to the competition between Parasite and The Joker, I remember that year, and both films were similar films in terms of the thematic elements of the divide between the rich and the poor. I personally felt that The Joker did got that thematic element a little bit better than Parasite. But then what I've realized is that the Oscar, the Film Academy, they've got they're sort of allergic to big blockbuster movies. We've seen in the past because if you look at I think very few big blockbuster movies have actually won Oscars for Best Picture, like Lord of the Rings and the Titanic have won in the past.
Yes.
But usually, like for example, if there is a competition between The Hurt Locker and Avatar, Hurt Locker ends up winning. Crash won, which was a film which was done on a budget of about $3 or $4 million. So the Oscar Academy, they usually go for films which are lower in budget, and I guess because the voters are more prouder to vote for films which are, the underdogs, as they say.
So while we are having this conversation on conjecture, borderlining on who's going to really win, Kunal, I would want your perspective on this, because there's a lot that's been said in the past and has been said every passing year on how the Globes are a precursor to the Oscars, the BAFTAs are a precursor to the Oscars. How true do you think is this conjecture really?
Well, I think I agree with what he just said. I think, an award is as good as its jury, or the jury members, or the academy here in this case. And I think it's going through a phase now where they're looking at pushing the smaller film. Even tonight, Flow has won, right?
Yes.
Flow was that was a big one.
Yes.
For Flow to win against Inside Out and Moana, the big studio films. So I think there's a point that, so I hope this continues, but it should be on merit. If there is a really big film that deserves it, fine, go ahead. A big studio-backed film. But it's good that things like this happen. And now, I'm not sure now where we are headed, but the evening looks interesting. Anora won for screenplay also, right?
Yes.
That was another good one. I think that's
And was it also editing?
It was also editing. Sean Baker
Yeah.
has.
So,
Yeah.
Kunal, you were talking about how our colleague Vishal has got all the dope on who wins what, and he's got the maths really in place. So we also would like to bring him in here. Vishal, you were earlier talking about how a film that ends up winning the best edit ends up winning the best film, and you were taking the Oppenheimer example. So in that regard, do we see the big gong going to Anora?
Okay, we'll get his volume back in a second. Vishal,
you're on mute,
we'll
I
fix
guess.
your volume.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm saying, I just want to say that yes, there are connections, and historically speaking, the winner of the best editing generally goes to, or been winning the best picture honor. But I just want to mention, like I mentioned a few minutes ago about the Fernando Torres, the surprise winner, and her film I Am Still Here won the best international feature, which also simply might be a small indication she could be the big surprise in the best actress category. Now it's going to be the three. It's a tight race in the best actress category where there is Demi Moore, there's Michael Madison, and it could be the big surprise Fernando Torres for the film I'm Still Here. And you don't know, because when the campaign started, it was Demi Moore that was the big choice or big favorite of the front runner in the best actress category. Then it became Mikey Madison. And now, in the last leg of the voting, everybody was talking about Fernando Torres' performance in I'm Still Here, and that film winning the best international feature category could really, I think it's a small indication that okay, this could be a big surprise of Brazilian actors might end up winning the best actress Oscar.
Vishal, seriously, are you changing your maths there? Are you now pinning your hopes on Fernando Torres?
See, I still hope Anora is likely to win the Best Picture, because remember, you were talking about historically with other guests about how Academy has been voting for other movies. But I just want to bring one thing. The Oscar of before 2020 was a different than what is it today. In the year 2015 and 2016. Oscar had members of 5,900, and that time the campaign of Oscar so wide that it is heavily of Academy being very wide and less representation, and it started adding members every year. Today, Academy membership is close to 10,000 members with over 9,500 voting members, and if you can see that diversity push is reflected in the Best Picture category, where a Brazilian film is there, so is a Spanish language film is there, and we saw that its result when Parasite won in 2020. So if Anora wins, or say a Conclave win, it's a big it's a result of this diversity push. And if this continues, then maybe perhaps in the coming 2 years we probably see an Indian film that made big in Hollywood, say like the Lunchbox did, could become part of the Best Picture, because now Academy wants to be this global body honoring the cinema and going by this trend. If this